here and we are miracles. And every single experience that we have, we should be in awe of it. Are you willing to persist and stay the course in the attainment of what you desire, even if it takes longer than you thought? Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Doing good? I am relaxed. I am comfortable. I made my matcha, which is a very strange matcha than what I use at home. So I don't know, it doesn't taste as good, but I'm doing it anyways. And the sun just came up here at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's so beautiful. I had a beautiful evening. So I want to share a few really fun things with you all today. We're going to do a Q&A. We are going to keep it really nice and light today. We're going to answer some questions. We're going to talk about some of the programs that we have that we're going to open enrollment on. We have a special program that I haven't ran in probably 6 months, I think. That's going to be included with the open enrollment. So that's really exciting. I just don't want to look at myself here. There we go. I'm like, this is weird. Something's off. I'm just looking at me. I want to look at all your beautiful faces. I just want to say too, we're going to do a guided visualization first thing this morning so that we all get into the energy and into the spirit. But I just want to say that I think my favorite thing about these live events is when you all message me. And I had a few people yesterday, you know who you are, message me and say, Kathleen, okay, one person's ready to be interviewed right now. So I think that's fabulous. Michelle, we're going to interview you next time. But then I had a couple people who are like, you know what, Kathleen, I'm going to join your community and I am going to be interviewed in one of your live events in the coming months. And I love that. Like, that is such intention setting. That is such acting in the assumption of the wish fulfilled, you know, that I'm going to be on there and I'm going to be sharing my story. And I think that's so beautiful. And that's exactly how I was. So, you know, when I first launched my business with Bob Proctor and when I was partnered with him, I literally was like, oh, Bob's going to be interviewing me. Like, you know, Bob's going to be texting me. That was the energy that I held. So I think it's really great. I think it's really beautiful. And it's such a fun way to transmute the energy. So really beautiful as a little aside. What we'll do today is I'm going to try to keep us to 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If we go over because you have some more questions and we want to stay longer, I'm fine with it. But I think I do have a call after this. But anyways, we will, if we need some more time, we can move some things around. I don't want to rush this morning. And what we will do is we will have you put your questions in the chat, in the comment, in the chat box, so that I can make sure that we don't lose it and that it's there. And when you do ask the question, put a big capital Q, you know, and even put your question in caps if you could. That way we don't miss it and we can see it. And any question is fine. Whatever you want to ask, I'm totally open to answering. Quickly, before we do the guided visualization, I want to tell you last night, super fun little manifestation. And it's not even a manifestation. It's actually just an example of energetics and how energetics align and how interesting it is. Ooh, 111. So what's really beautiful is somebody mentioned to me one day, they said something about this. Have you heard of this woman, Patty Stanger? And I'm like, no, I haven't heard of Patty Stanger. Who's that? And I'm like, oh, she's the millionaire matchmaker. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. And then the next day I'm on flipping through TikTok and it says, and I love the Drew Barrymore show. I don't watch it, but I watch the little things in TikTok. And I'm scrolling through and she says something about how she hired the millionaire matchmaker a few years ago, Patty Stanger. And I was like, huh, that's the second time I've heard this name in 2 days. And then the third day, Patty Stanger official account follows me on Instagram. And I'm like, okay, this is really creepy. Like, what's going on? And I left it for a little while. And then she followed me on TikTok. And then she sends me a message over on Instagram. Hey, how are you? And I'm like, what is happening here? As it turns out, my good friend John Tellerico, who's also another coach in the industry, is good friends with her. And he was telling her about me because she wants to learn how to sell her coaching and to all these things. She is a manifestation queen for sure, that woman. But so what was really fun about that was the same day that John was talking about me to her was the first day that her name came to me by somebody. And then the next day they talked about me a second time. And then I saw that Drew Barrymore thing. And then the third day she followed me. The reason I'm telling this story is because last night I went for dinner at her house in Marina Del Rey. And we had the most beautiful dinner. She made me dinner. And we talked about some really, really beautiful and incredible things. And it was really, really wonderful um, to actually see in action how the universe aligns things. And so when you have a thought about somebody, or you have a feeling about somebody, or someone mentions a name to you, what does this mean? What is it? What is the universe trying to tell you? I guess is why I wanted to tell this. I've never seen the show. I actually didn't even really know anything about. But the beautiful thing that I love so much is last night she actually guided me through a visualization that she uses, which I thought was really fun. And she was talking about things like Oprah. And I was like, in my visualization, I'm like, how'd you know I love Oprah? Like, how'd you know Oprah's going to interview me? It was so good. She's been on the Oprah show. She's been on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Like, she's had a really beautiful life, and she's really ready to step forward. So you'll see a little bit of stuff happen with Patty and Ike in the coming weeks and months for sure. So it'll be a fun little collab. But anyways, I just wanted to share that because it's so important to pay attention to what's happening. And the universe is aligning, or the bridge of incidents is unfolding. Things are working out in your favor always. And it's so, so interesting. So anyways, just a little aside. But Jen, let's get this guided visualization up. We are going to, of course, there's one-on-one people on here. Like, come on. Oh, universe. It's so funny. I was driving yesterday and there was 111 here and there was 111 there. And yeah, it's everywhere. I'm so in spirit. So I want you to turn your cameras off so we don't have anything distracting. Sit nice and comfortable in your chair. Let us know if you need us to change the volume or the sound, if you have any troubles hearing me, but we should be good. Put your palms on your lap, facing up in receiving mode. Close your eyes. See if you can hear the ocean waves behind me. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Right now, I just want you to focus on that breath, nothing else. As you breathe in, feel that air fill your lungs. And as you breathe out, I want you to exhale all tension. And release. Breathe in, pause, and breathe out. What I also like to do is, as I'm taking these inhales, I am breathing spirit into me. I am breathing in light. I am breathing in love. And as I exhale, I'm letting out the fear. I'm letting go of the doubt. And I'm releasing all worries. Release. Now I want you to visualize yourself with your goals achieved. So this is where your legacy is in action. You're seeing it it show up for you. You're seeing your impact. Notice what you see. What's different in your world now? Now that you are in flow, you are in gratitude, you are in action. How are the people in your life different? Are they happier? Are they more relaxed? Are they more open? Now, this is where I want you to consider you. You are your highest version of yourself. You're taking action. You're assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. How does it feel to be this version of you? You have stepped into the rise and fully embraced the wholeness of who you are, and you are expressing yourself with ease and with grace and with love and with joy and with so much passion that it just exudes from you. How does it feel to be this version of you? Does it feel free? Does it feel secure? Does it feel calm? How does it feel to be this version of you? Do you feel proud? What do you tell yourself? Okay, bring yourself back. Thanks, David, for letting us know that the sound was overpowering my voice a little bit, but you can all guide yourselves through this, right? You don't even need me. Beautiful. So, what I really wanted you to do is to feel the feeling of being your higher self version. So, to feel the feeling of what it feels like to step into that version of yourself, because it's not a it's not a different person. It's you today, right now, just amplifying all of those qualities that you already have in you, bringing them out, being the best of yourself, and then acting in that way. It's really powerful. And it's the effortless way, because then we don't have to wait a year. We don't have to wait 2 years. We don't have to write things out 1,000 times. We can actually just start being that version today, right now. And so imagine if you started that every single morning, if you did a visualization like that every single morning as you started your day, and then you would take on the day completely different, right? Which is really, really beautiful. So we are going to interview Crystal at 11. So Crystal, hang tight. I'm really, really excited to talk to Crystal. She's a very, very inspiring woman. So you guys are going to love that. But in the meantime, why don't we do a couple of Q&A questions to get us started? You can ask questions about our courses and our programs, or you can ask questions about anything else. I would love to have that recording. Well, it'll be on YouTube, Angela. It'll be on YouTube. I think it'll live on YouTube now like that. But we do have a bunch more visualizations that we will be doing and putting onto YouTube as well. And what we did last month, which was people loved it so much, was we actually had a pay in full bonus where I recorded a personalized guided visualization for you with your name and your end result. So like it wasn't like general, it was literally they're specific. So we're going to do that again this time. It's really, really powerful and really, really beautiful. So yes. Yeah, Sarah, you're going to get yours. Yeah, we just had a minor delay. That's all in the recording. We had a minor delay in the recording, but we're good. We're making it happen. Don't worry. So if you have a question, put it into the chat. And then if you wanted to raise your hand, you could do that too. I want to read what Ashley said. Funny that you said it's not a different person. I had a dream last night where my lower, vulnerable, chaotic self saw my higher self, my boss babe self, and I realized there's still a separation in my mind. You know what I think about that, Ashley, too, is that if there is two different versions of you, right? So if there's a past self and like a future self, you can get caught up in between the two, or you can toggle between the two. But if you've literally had a rise in consciousness and you've become a higher level or expanded version of yourself, in my mind, then you're not going to toggle between the two. You've just changed. You're completely different. So then you don't go back. It's not possible to go back. You know, Neville Goddard says you must die to your present self in order to rise in your consciousness. And that's the way Neville actually talks about what resurrection is. Resurrection isn't rising from the dead, but it's resurrecting to a higher level of consciousness. And so for me, like every time I make a change or a rise in my consciousness, it's permanent in my mind. So then it changes my behavior in my body. I love that. Haley Smith, I desire a quantum leap. What do you think is the most impactful practice that you do in order to set that in motion? Do you want my honest answer, Haley? Yeah. Do something that is going to inevitably change the course of your life where there is no other option. So when I decided that I wanted to quantum leap my life is when I enrolled and invested in a program for myself. There was no going back. I wasn't watching free YouTubes. I wasn't reading a whole bunch of books that were on my shelves. I literally said, I am going to spend the next 6 months of my life studying myself and quantum leaping my life forward. And I did it again, and I did it again, and I did it again. And so that is honestly my answer is to get yourself into not just any community, but our community. It's easy for me to say, join a community, join any program. But the fact of the matter is that working with me and working with my team is really, really impactful because we understand our uniqueness and we understand what we bring and we understand how to guide people through these processes. And one of the things that we do in both programs, in Millionaire as well as in Modern Mentor, is we do what we call embodiment sessions. Right? I don't think we call it embodiment sessions in Modern Mentor, but it's exactly what Deb Lays does. She's the program director. And so I will teach a lesson on a Monday, and then Deb will do an embodiment session with all the students on a Wednesday, where we say, okay, it's not just listening to what Kathleen has to say, taking notes from it and saying, okay, what do I think I agree with and what do I want to take with me? It's okay, now how do I put what Kathleen said in Monday's lesson and how do I move it into my body? How do I make it a permanent thing? So instead of putting off that thing that I want to do so badly and I'm leaving till tomorrow, the next day, I'm moving it right now into the physical form through the embodiment sessions. And we do it in Millionaire too. We actually have several embodiment sessions in Millionaire, and we have a 12-week curriculum. Can you imagine what a 12-week curriculum of embodiment sessions would be like for you? Absolutely, absolutely amazing. But a quantum leap is a decision. Remember that for anybody listening, even people that are on my team, a quantum leap is a decision. It's a decision to leap in consciousness first, which then results in a physical 3D leap in your world, but after your consciousness shift. Okay, let's see what other questions we have. I have not been feeling a strong desire and emotional connection to my goal. Is that because I don't have full faith in the possibility of it? That is likely one reason, Angela. So one of the things that why I started off with you guys doing that reel and building your picture of your legacy was because I wanted you to build the desire. So I really, really feel that a burning desire is one of the most important things that you have in order for you to go out and create or build or do whatever it is that you desire. If your burning desire isn't big enough, it's not going to be strong enough to hold you through, because you're still going to have these feelings of, am I good enough? Am I worth it? Am I going to be okay? Can I do it? Are people going to like it? But if your desire is strong enough, then it's like, okay, I'm going to work through all those things. But if the desire isn't strong enough, then the subconscious mind is just going to be like, yeah, you're probably not worthy. Yeah, you're probably not good enough. Yeah, you probably don't know enough. So for me, the burning desire is one of the most important things. And the reason I love the word burning is because it has a feeling. When you have a burning desire, there's a feeling in you that's different. It's like this energy in your body. And you're probably feeling it during that visualization when the music got to like its most powerful point, when it was the strongest. You felt that in your body. This feeling like, ooh, when I said I'm a very driven woman, as soon as I say that, I get that ooh feeling, inside me. I'm like, here we go. Yeah, I'm driven. I'm going to do this today. Right? So that's the feeling, Angela, is the burning desire. And a lot of times, especially with a couple of my one-on-one clients, some of the first things that we needed to do was work on the desire first. Because what they wanted so badly was to go into the mechanics of the how. What steps do I need to take to grow my business? I want to leap my business forward. I want to double my results. What action do I want to take today? And it was like, okay, let's go back a few steps though, and let's look at why you're doing this. How strong is your desire? How strong is your passion? And then the next thing I say then is, okay, how much in the spirit of what you are doing are you in versus in the mechanics of it? So if you're always talking about the strategies, you're always talking about business planning, you're always talking about numbers, you're talking about the day-to-day activities that you do in your business, your DMO. If that's the main focus of your everyday life surrounding your business, you are in the mechanics. You are not in the spirit. I actually avoid that stuff. Oh, it's funny. Because I used to be all about that. All day, every day, it was about that. But I understand that being in a state of flow and being in spirit and recognizing and being tuned into and feeling my oneness are the most important parts to me actually activating the success in my life that I desire. And so some of the days that I've had, the biggest business days that I have ever had were not days that I was in the mechanical. They were days that I was in spirit and I was in flow. They're the days that I walk away or step away from the business. They're the days I go to the spa. They're the days that I'm in Malibu. Like, you know what I mean? It's truly when I'm not in my intellectual mind. You still need to do those things, and you will do them either way. But all I'm saying is when you do them from a place of mechanics only, it's very different than you do them when you are in spirit. So that burning desire, add the spirit to it. Oh, my camera shut off. Oh, weird. Okay. Anyways, I'm here. I know I had technical difficulties. Oh, it unplugged, that's why. So beautiful question, but burning desire, faith, spirit, then action. And then there's the intellectual mind in there too, Angela, right? So some people are working on their mindset all the time. They're affirming new things. They're auto-suggesting new things. They're saying this, they're saying that. And I really want you to think about what it would be like to not so much have to be in your intellectual mind. Use it, but not forever. You know, make it easy and simple and effortless. I've been doing a lot of gratitude work for the last 4 to 5 months and noticed a shakeup with friends. Is this common? A shakeup with friends. So interesting. So think about the law of attraction, right? The law of attraction decrees that you will attract based on who you are. So I think about some of the friends that I've had in my life in the past, in moments in my life when I was perhaps negative, or I wasn't so inspired and I wasn't in a place of gratitude. They're different. They're completely different. But when I'm in a place of inspiration and gratitude and joy and love and business and yada, 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 it's so interesting because I will attract a different type of person into my life. And so by shakeup, do you mean people moving in and out of your life differently? That's always going to happen in life. This is something I teach my girls all the time. That people will come in and out of your life for a time, and that is okay. And if somebody leaves your life, it's not detrimental. It's not horrible. It's just life, and that's okay. Okay. Let me see. How do you personally quiet your mind when visualizing your highest self? I'm great at visualizing, but struggle deeply with my inner dialogue and thoughts intruding, so I never go into full embodiment. So, Haley, there are some assumptions in this question. So every time you guys ask me a question, I actually pay attention to the assumptions or the underlying beliefs that you have, that you are unconsciously committed to. Okay, I love this language, unconsciously committed to, simply by asking the question. So the question, how do you personally quiet your mind when visualizing your highest self? That's great. But the assumption that's even better in this question, that is so good, is that I struggle deeply with my inner dialogue and thoughts intruding. So I never go into full embodiment. Do you really struggle? Is it really a struggle? Is it really that hard? What I would actually say is I'm becoming more aware of how to connect with my personal mind more and how to allow my awareness to come forward more. I want to learn how to quiet my mind better, right? When we describe our present, we're prescribing our future. So the more you say I'm struggling with my inner dialogue, the more struggle with your inner dialogue you will have. I watched a TikTok last night and it was brilliant. I forgot to save it and I could not go back and find it. So I'm not supposed to be able to share it. But it was Vision Likiani, and he was talking about what he learned from, I can't remember who he even said he learned it from. It doesn't really matter. It came to me, I was supposed to hear it. Anyways, what he said there was ask yourself a question about this thing that you want to bring into the physical. So for example, let's say I want to be a more confident version of myself. Don't ask yourself, why am I not confident? But ask the question, why am I so confident? So here I would ask, instead of I struggle deeply with my inner dialogue, ask yourself, why am I so good at disciplining my inner dialogue? Isn't that so good? heard this last night. So you're asking yourself the question from the future state, why am I so good at this thing? It's a thing that you're not, so you are literally, your subconscious mind is literally going to be like, whoa, what do you mean? Like, I'm good at this? Of course. So let's say sales. A lot of you have personal businesses, right? Imagine you're like, wow, how did I get so good at selling like this? Right? I think it's beautiful. I think it is a beautiful strategy because you're literally speaking words into a future belief state of yourself, and your subconscious mind is just accepting it. It's just like, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I love this. But to answer the question though, I just wanted to talk about the underlying assumptions because I can answer the question about visualizing, but there's underlying things in there that I would want you to really work through first. How do you quiet your mind when visualizing? You practice. You practice. So what happens is we go onto autopilot. We go on to like automation with our thoughts. And it's because we're used to it. Our subconscious mind is just like, oh, this is a habit. This is what you're going to do. So then we have these thoughts that are just playing all the time, all the time, all the time. But they are not uncontrollable though. You can absolutely control them. You can absolutely quiet them. You can actually absolutely change them and shift them and whatever. So it takes practice and will to hold something different. So when I said to you, don't think of anything, just focus on your breaths, that I was just getting you to quiet your mind, to just focus on your breath going in and your breath going out. If a thought comes in, then you're not going to go, I don't want that thought, get out of here, go. Oh God, what, these thoughts keep coming. No, just let the thought come, go back to the breath. Let the thought go, come back to the breath. But what we do is we want it to be perfect and we don't want these thoughts. So then we get mad at them and then we're resisting them. Like, I'm great at visualizing, but struggle deeply with my inner dog. Thoughts intruding, and I never go into full embodiment. I was actually reading Michael Singer, and he was talking about meditation and how he stopped meditating the same way that he does now because he found he was always trying to find a place where he was in meditation and didn't hear the dogs barking, didn't hear the traffic, didn't hear his thoughts, yada, 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 yada. And he realized how unrealistic that was. And he was like, what am I trying to do here? Escape from my 3D world completely when I'm having a 3D experience? So I think meditation and visualization are just a practice of you getting into a state where you're still whole. You're still going to experience the physical during those states. But yeah, Haley, practice for sure. The more you do it, the better it will be. Okay, let me find another question. Kathleen, give a real example of how you move the lesson into your body in a sense that it lasts forever and not that your body keeps forgetting. Your body doesn't forget anything. You maybe forget because you don't give it attention. The things that you give attention to are the ones that create the patterns. So think about a pathway across a lawn. So I remember at school, we used to cross this like football field or soccer field, I think it was. And everybody used to cross it to and from every day, coming to and from school. And so a pathway created across that lawn. The more we walked it, the more the pathway was formed. And then eventually everybody just took that pathway. So the rest of the grass was green and beautiful. And there was this path of like dirt. And so how I think for us is that we create these pathways in our mind like that. So the thoughts that we have repeatedly on autopilot over and over and over again, they create the pathway that you just then continue to take and follow. So what we want to do then is we want to create a permanent new pathway for you to follow, one of success, one of wealth, one of prosperity, one of abundance, one of love, one of joy, one of gratitude. So the more you think all of those states, those things, those higher vibrational thoughts, the more the pathway is drawn, and then the less you need to actually consciously change it. The new pattern becomes the new way of thinking. So that's like for me right now is that I don't actually need to meditate, visualize, journal as much as I used to, because I naturally think of positive things now. I still have to regulate my emotions for sure, but not like it used to be. Not like it used to be. So for me, it's remembering and making a conscious decision about what version of you you're going to be today. What thoughts am I going to hold today? Who am I going to become today? And then putting focused attention to that version of you instead of the other version. But a real life example of embodiment though, okay? So if you look at confidence, I am confident. And you believe that maybe you're confident in some areas of your life, but you're not confident everywhere. And you know that being confident would be something that would help you step up to your higher level or your next level version, right? So you know that. The more confident I am, the better my business will do. It makes sense to me. That's fair. I think that would be a reasonable and valuable affirmation to hold. So then when you're affirming this new belief that you are your most confident self, you could do what Vision Lakhani said the other day, and you could say, wow, how did I get this confident? I'm amazing. But really it's about then how to embody that affirmation is to allow it to become the way that you are. So many people will write out, I'm confident, I'll confident, and every single day will still continue to behave or act in an unconfident way. I will not go live on my Facebook that I have been saying that I'm going to go live for a week, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to delay it again because I'm not confident enough to do it. I'm not going to enroll in the course of the program that I want to take. I'm not going to launch the business that I've been wanting to launch. I'm not going to reach out to this person that I think would be a great client for me. So it's when you start affirming something to yourself, you want to make sure then that your thoughts are confident, your feelings are confident, and your actions are confident. So I would then ask myself, how can I behave in a more confident way today? And then this is how you embody it. This is how it then goes into your body. Because then you're behaving according to the new belief. And guess what? You don't go back. I can never even, it's not even fathomable for me to ever consider myself non-confident. But I was, for sure. I used to believe that I lacked confidence. Now, I could never go back. I could never change that because it's so deeply rooted in who I am now. Yeah. Okay, that was a really good question. I love that. What is your go-to to reset your mindset when the dominant feeling is negative? What is your go-to to reset your mindset when the dominant feeling is negative? So when you are focusing on negative things, your dominant feeling is negative, Christine. So take ownership of it. So let's re-ask the question. What is my go-to to reset my mind when I notice that I'm choosing a negative vibration? Ooh, that hits, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm choosing a negative vibration. You are. It's an absolute choice. So the question then is how do I move out of a negative vibration into a positive vibration? And for me, one of the most important parts about that is recognizing what is it that I am focused on that is making me feel negative. Is it a doubt? Is it a worry? Is it a fear? Is it what somebody said to me? Is it a result in my physical 3D world that I don't like? What is it that I'm focused on? What am I giving my energy to? What am I giving my attention to? Many people will say, okay, so let's start listening to some music that lights us up. Let's listen to a podcast. Let's go on a Kathleen Cameron training. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's make ourselves feel better. But it doesn't address the underlying thing that you're still focused on. So it might distract you for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but it doesn't actually help with the underlying assumption that is creating the negative in you, right? So I would absolutely just ask the question, where is that dominant feeling coming from, Christine? What is it you're focused on? Um, I loved Esther Hicks so easily and so quickly, um, and such a brief way of saying it, but it makes all the sense in the world, is when you're in a positive vibration, you're thinking of something you love or you like or you want. But when you're in a negative vibration, you're focusing on something that you don't love or you don't like or you don't want. So that makes it so easy for me, because then it's like, oh, what am I focused on that I don't want right now? Right? Yeah. Good question. How are we doing for time? Okay, we got 10 minutes. Good. I'm just looking at some of the questions Casey's sending me so I don't miss. I think I got all these. Do you believe that the reason we may not feel the deeper connection to the things we think we desire may not be the things we actually desire deep down? Meaning, is it possible that what we're putting out is a lie, like what we desire is a lie? Okay. One of the things that I have found over my journey over the past 3 years in teaching this material, coaching people, and really working through some underlying beliefs and feelings is that all of us have done it, and all of us will probably do it again in our lives, but we will do it wide awake this time. Is we choose things in our life because we think they're what we should want. We think they're what we should have. So, for example, for me, I became a nurse because people told me it would be a good idea. People told me that becoming a nurse would be great because you would get paid really good, you're part of a union, you could travel the world, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I went to school, I became a nurse, and I worked in the industry for 12 years, not fully aligned with it, not fully wanting it. And I've also had a few people who have come into one of our courses and programs, and they have a business and they're working in their business. They want to grow the business. And through this work and through working with us, they're like, oh my gosh, I don't like my business. I don't like what I do. I want to do something else. And they find it. And that's beautiful, but it's just asking yourself, like, is this what I really want? Or is it what I think I want? Right? Is it truly what I'm passionate about? And you can convince yourself that it is, and you can convince yourself that it isn't. Like, I have just convinced myself that this is what I'm supposed to do. It is my calling. It is my purpose. It is my passion. I have so much conviction for it that I am absolutely here for it. And I love it. There's no doubt or worry in me. But I created that. I created that feeling about it. I could have created the feeling of, ooh, I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to do. I think I like it. I think I want to. Maybe I could be good at it. Yeah, maybe. Totally different energy. So for me, I think a lot of it has to do with trusting your intuition. And when your intuition says, oh, I'd love to do that. And people say to me all the time, Kathleen, I would love to do what you do. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, okay, do it. And then like, well, I don't have the money right now. And I'm not really sure that I have the time. And I have this other business that I'm doing that I need to close first. And la, 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 la. And I'm just like, okay. But the feeling of I would love to do that, that's your intuition. That's it right there. I connect with people all the time. And I'm like, ooh, oh, you would be so good at this. Oh, you would be so good at that. I would love this for you. But I don't say those things out loud because I don't want to influence them. I want them to find it and become aware of it and connect to it, because that's where the energy is. And I don't know that if you're doing something right now that you're ever wrong in what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it wasn't meant for you. It was meant for you maybe for right now, but maybe there's something meant for you next. Like my network marketing business. I did that for 2.5 years, 3 years. And while I was doing it, I was passionate about it. I enjoyed it. But it got to a point when I found this, I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't as in alignment with that, because now I know what it feels like to be in true alignment with something, like with this. But that was still meant for me. It still had purpose. It had reason. It had rationale. It helped me grow. It helped me become a better version. It was a stepping stone. Every single thing that you've done, every single thing that you've been through, every experience that you've had has led to the moment that you're at right now. I truly believe that. So I don't think anything can be wrong for you, but I think it's about trusting what's key. Shayla, I'm just reading what you wrote. Yeah, okay, yeah, Shayla. So Shayla just sent me a message about before she joined our programs, there was a hesitation. And there was quite a bit of hesitation, Shayla. I will say it was for a long period of time. And I remember you even bought a different program because your intellectual mind was saying, well, it costs less money, or I think somebody else was telling you different things, anyways. And you ended up back here with us where you are, where you originally knew you wanted to be. Your intuition was telling you that this is where you wanted to be, but it took you a while. You made some other decisions, but you ended up here. And so what Shayla's actually saying here was that she was battling her intuition and her intellectual mind. She wasn't allowing herself to follow her intuition. And so I've done this before, Shayla. Like, I know when I'm in my intellectual mind. So how do I know if I'm in my intellectual mind? I want to weigh the pros and cons. Okay, like I want to get a piece of paper out and I want to say why. What are all the reasons I should do it? What are all the reasons that I shouldn't do it? That's the intellectual mind. That's you trying to figure it out. When you want to know more information, you want to know the name of all the lessons, you want to know the times of the calls, you want to know this, you want to know that. That's your intellectual mind. And I think if you're going to use your intellectual mind to support your intuitive hit, great, beautiful strategy. But sometimes what we do is we go into our intellectual mind and we create a reason to ignore our intuition. It's too much money. I don't have the time. Christmas is coming, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? So I think that's a beautiful point, Shayla, is like, and this is why sometimes what I'll ask you, and we could do it right now. We could make it super simple and super easy for you to just go into and tap into your intuition versus the intellectual mind. What would it feel like to be in my energy and this team's energy for 6 months? Is that something you would love? Would you love that? Do you think it would be helpful? Do you think that it would feel good? Do you think that you would become a better version of yourself by doing that? And if the answer is like, yeah, that's your intuition. And so then the intellectual mind is going to come right after it. And it just depends on what you do with it. I like to really, really stick with my intuition as much as I possibly can. And then as the intellectual mind comes in, I'm like, okay, mind, let's talk about this then. Let's see. And I'll often create a story with my intellectual mind, especially when it comes to some investments that I make. I will create a story like, okay, this investment I'm going to make, let's say it's $50,000. I'm going to make a $50,000 investment. Do I think I'll make the $50,000 back this year? Yeah, I think so. And then what about the next year? Do I think I'll make 50 that year back? Yeah, maybe actually even 100. And then I go on and I'm like, so this $50,000 investment is actually going to pay me back for the rest of my life. Millions of dollars. Okay, I'm going to do it. See how I just used my intellectual mind to help me trust my intuition? Yeah. So that's how I kind of overcome some of those things. I also really, really believe in the power of just going with what feels good for me too. And it doesn't mean that you're always going to, because I know some people have joined us and it's like kind of this nervousness feeling as you do it because you're pushing past your upper limit. You're pushing past what you haven't done before, which is really good. But I think of it as like this excited butterflies kind of feeling. And then it's like, okay, I'm free. I'm free to do, I'm free to be, I'm free to have, and I'm in a safe, supportive place where I'm going to be able to accomplish that. And it's really, really beautiful. Somebody asked me a question yesterday, why would you oh, I can't remember who it was. It's Jess, I think. Um, you know, why would you hire a coach or a mentor? Or why would you take a course? Like, what would be the point of that? And I love that question so much because I do believe that all of you, um, if you held the idea of yourself and this legacy in your on the screen of your mind, you would eventually, without a shadow of a doubt, bring it into the physical form because that's by law. Any idea held on the screen of the mind will manifest into the physical form by law, unless you don't hold the image. But if all of you held the image, I believe that you would all be able to do it with or without joining one of our programs. But joining our programs allows you to do it in a way where you feel supported, where you feel accountability, where you feel love. It allows you to do it faster with greater ease. It allows you to have a guide to be able to follow. And so, do I think you would do it faster? Yes, of course. Do I think you would do it happier? Yes, of course. And so this is where, to me, mentorship and coaching comes from. It's allowing you to do something that you're going to do anyways, but you're going to do it in a really beautiful, fun way. Yeah. And I've made some investments that I didn't really follow through on. Like, I've signed up for a course that I didn't really follow through on, but I don't regret it. And I paid in full for it, like $85,000. I don't regret it because I had the most impactful learning through investing that 85K and not doing anything with it. Because why didn't I do anything with it? Because I wasn't in resonance with it, because it was too masculine and mechanical. And so thank you, Kathleen, for investing 85K to learn that lesson. That's how I see it. It's like every single thing you do, I never regret. I never do, because I grow through every single part of it. Yeah, it's really, really fun. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. Let's bring Crystal up. Where are you, girl? Oh my gosh. You are such a beautiful part of our community. I'm going to unmute you. Okay, there we go. We put the mute filters on real strong today, guys.
I got it. I was on yesterday.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Oh my gosh, what's the weather like there?
I'm blurred. It's just starting to snow.
Is it snowing? Oh
Yeah,
man. And is it cold?
it is cold. Yep, I am. Oh, here, I'll show you now.
Yeah.
Just starting to come down.
Oh yeah, it's coming down there. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Well, I'm going to be back in that beautiful snow tomorrow. So today I'm in so much gratitude for what I'm looking at right now, and I'm going to enjoy every moment of it so that when I come back to Canada, I'm going to bring that energy with me.
I like it. Yep, bring the sunshine, girl.
Yeah, I'm going to visualize the ocean instead of snow
Agreed.
when I'm sitting at home.
It's just rolling waves out there. That's all I see. Rolling waves.
Well, it is water, isn't it? The snow.
It is.
Just in a different form.
Yeah.
It's not that hot here, actually, Christine. Like, it's cool. That's why I have this on. It's cool. I'm not complaining. It's beautiful. When the sun is out in the middle of the day, though, it's sitting out there, it's quite hot. So, Crystal, I want to start off by saying, like, you have been such an incredible addition to our community. Like, since you have joined us on this journey, you have impacted so many people. You have helped so many people, and I've just seen such a beautiful shift in you too, and it's been wonderful. So I just wanted to say that before we get into the interview, of how grateful we are to have you in our community. It's been really, really beautiful.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah, there's definitely been a shift. Deb said, "Holy shift." That's the wear high vibes from Jacqueline. And that's kind of why I wore it today, because there has been a shift, and it's just been like, it's not even 5 months yet.
Oh, wow. Really?
And yeah, I love this community. I support everyone in it.
Yeah.
And I know how much of a shift I have had in just under 5 months. And I just want that for everyone here.
I know. And you know what? Crystal, that was exactly how I felt when I first started studying this material, and my life changed so drastically. It became this overwhelming feeling of wanting other people to feel it too. And that's what's created this whole community, Diamond Academy and what we do here came from my own personal growth and my desire for others to feel this too. So uh, I am with you there. I am
I love
totally.
it.
Yeah. So why don't you start off by just telling, and I don't know this, so I would love to hear from you. Where were you when you found us in kind of like your consciousness and how you saw you and in your life and all that kind of stuff? Like, can you think back to that?
I can. I was going through a transition at the time. I'd had a successful accounting business. I had gone on and off the entrepreneur journey, like
Yeah.
successful business, but too much trading time for money. I'll go back and work for someone. Then, no, I hate working for someone, and went on this roller coaster. In June, I decided, no, I just needed some time for me. I have been trying to shift and trying to shift and trying to shift for since about 2018. And I just said, like, I just got to cut out the noise. And so I wound down my entire accounting business and even my coaching business and
Mm.
just said, like, I need a hot minute. And I was sitting on my porch scrolling TikTok.
Was it TikTok?
Yep.
No way. I didn't know that.
Which, yeah, just one quick TikTok plug. TikTok gives you things that you want to see. That's why I love the algorithm of TikTok. It gives you things that you're aligned with, not just who you follow. So anyway, I attracted you, right? We attracted each other. We were meant to be. So it was TikTok, and you were having one of these 3-day events, and I jumped on. I think I had to sign up by July 1st. Like, I think that was when I signed up, was July 1st.
July 1st. Okay.
And so I signed up for Millionaire. And for me as well, I've been a lifelong learner. So I've done all the courses. And like you, sometimes I get into them and I'm like, well, that was a $10,000 lesson.
Yeah, totally.
But I haven't quite done 85 yet, but maybe that'll come. I think I'm more aligned now and I know what I need.
Well,
But
we're gonna do 100.
oh yeah, that's coming. That's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm joining your mastermind for sure.
I know you are.
Um, so anyway, I joined Millionaire, and because I had like really kind of like didn't have clients and like was taking this time for myself, I kind of went all in. So I sat on my porch and I did the work day after day and did the writing, and writing, I used to say, came hard for me. And a little bit of like learning with my son and some stuff he has, I actually think that I maybe had dyslexia as a kid, but I've just adapted. But
Mm.
anyway, I did it, and like it was so it, it's hard to even describe sometimes. The thing that I have learned now looking back is that I did it for me because I needed to get into me.
Yeah.
I know I know that I can build $1 million businesses because I've done it for myself. I've done it for other people. Like, I'm a business strategist, and I can get way into the mechanical, but what I didn't have was enough of the spiritual. I had been dipping my toes for the last few years until I found you. And then I was like, oh, I see what I need. I need this. I
Yeah.
need this energy. So yeah, I joined Millionaire and started the work. And then you offered Modern Mentor, I think, the following month.
Yeah. Modern Mentor was the next month. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I'm a coach and I want to do it differently. I knew I wanted to do it differently, but I wasn't clear in how that would go. Like, I knew I would do this again. I just
Yeah.
didn't know. And so I joined Modern Mentor, and, just the self work that you do in the beginning is so good.
Oh,
It's
good.
so good.
Good,
And
good.
that's where the growth comes. And then, of course, you were going to Miami. Well, you didn't go to Miami, but we went to Miami. No, you did come. I'm just kidding. But
I was
it's
just a little late.
so good. And speaking of someone who has events like that, like that night, I was like, oh my God, that could happen to me. I better not manifest what Kathleen did.
Right? Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But and so so if you think, like, I spent 10 grand on Millionaire, and then I spent 15 on Modern Mentor, and then I spent 5 because I went VIP because of
Of
course I
course.
wanted to go on the yacht.
Yeah.
which was amazing. We missed you. And so like over in a span of like 2 months, 3 months with Miami, I spent an equivalent of 50,000 Canadian, like our dollars, invested in myself. And I wasn't working, like working. I
Yeah.
was working though, right? Like I was
Oh yeah.
investing.
Uh-huh.
And so we went to Miami. And I don't know if I've told this story kind of maybe just on different embodiments, but Angie did a visualization. I can't remember what day it was. And we went up and we were celebrating that our vision had come true and everything, like everything that we've ever wanted. And we were celebrating. And I saw my higher self. And typically, you talked about this a little bit on this call today. Someone said, you see your higher self and there's this gap, right?
Yeah.
There's where I see, and I would always see her on the beach, and then like she'd give me a message, and then she would kind of fade away and walk away on the beach. I'd be like, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna see you. And I don't know if anyone else feels that on the call, but in that moment, we were leaving this room where we were celebrating, and I had this moment of like, it's like we joined, and I left that room as her. And I've never felt so confident and empowered in my life. And I'm 46 years old. So, like, I've lived a lot. And I have never felt that before. And, like, for that moment alone, that was worth more than 50 grand to me. Just that little moment.
Oh my God. Yes, I feel that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I just want to really solidify what you're saying here for everybody to hear is that like that version of you you were always keeping her in the future, but you
Yes.
realized that she's actually there and was there the entire time.
She is me. I am her. I was like, I was walking around like all the rest of the time there going, oh, I am her. She is me. Oh, hello. And it's like I looked at myself differently. And I'm sure anyone who was in Miami is probably like, oh yeah, we saw it. We saw it happen.
Yeah.
And it just like, it just stayed with me. And so then the last few months have been, just incredible as I've dug into like what it is I truly want to do. And, I've kind of put it out there. Like I want to help 100 women make $1 million. And I just believe in impact, and I believe in women feeling empowered and feeling like so confident, like the way I felt like I am her, she is me. I want every woman to feel that.
Yes, I love that. And I'm noticing even in the way you're showing up on your social media, like even your branding is now like representative of,
Right.
this version of you now that you finally see. That's
Totally.
kind of how I see it.
uh, yeah, like I was started at my women's events again, and I was just like they weren't attracting the right people. And I had this like conversation with someone I love, and I was like, oh, I see it. The old version of me was still doing that. And I was like, well, she's gone.
Yeah.
She's gone. And I just like, Kara said on one of my mastermind calls, like, it's the power pivot. Like, don't be afraid to release all of that.
Yeah.
Like, I have a successful $1,100 Facebook group, or 1,100 people women Facebook group. I have all kinds of branding, like products, like invested money in things that say femfolk, that it used to be called. But that's not me, and that's not where I want to go, and that's not the women I want to help. We are doing this bigger. And so yeah, I totally renamed. It's called Fierce Free Femme, and
I love that.
yeah, and it's about like the combination of being in masculine and feminine and running a business and feeling
Yeah.
empowered, right? Like a little bit of like hustle but alignment together.
Aligned hustle.
Aligned hustle. Yeah, see?
That's so beautiful. And you know what else I notice with you? And I have no idea how you thought of yourself before. But I see this radiance coming from you of confidence and of beauty and of love and of passion. And I
Mm-hmm.
just feel that you really know your worth. Like when you're showing up on your social now, I'm like, wow, she sees it, like she feels it and she knows it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so pre July 1st, me, like saying, I say July 1st because that's when I said yes to Millionaire. And that's when the shift happens, is when you say
Mm,
yes and make that decision. Um, um, that wasn't me. I
mm.
often walked in a room and everyone could see that, but that wasn't who I
Yeah,
truly
so it wasn't what you were
felt.
really, really feeling within.
No, I feel like an actor sometimes, right? And showing up, and now I'm free to be me because I started to love me. It's so funny because some of the work you do in Millionaire is just about loving yourself, and you think that's not like, to me, and all the coaching I've done, I've never coached that before, but that is what changed for me, is loving me.
It's so good. You know, it's so interesting because everybody thinks that they want to hire a coach to make more money. Like that tends to be the thing that makes the most sense. The intellectual mind is like, well, I'm going to take this course or this program because I want to make more money. And then when I make more money, I'm going to be more happy, I'm going to be more confident, blah blah blah. But that's not really what you want. Like, and that's what I know for me is like the thing that changed my life the most, my entire experience of my life was falling in love with myself, was letting go of the feelings that I was flawed or I was less than or not good enough or not beautiful enough or that my body was gross. Like, I had a revelation the other day. I was standing in the mirror after the shower. This place up here is just all mirrors everywhere. So there was, you could just see yourself, right? I got out of the shower and I looked in the mirror and I was like, wow, my body is so beautiful. Look at these curves. Like, wow. And then I thought to myself, I don't know when, but I lost the, oh my God, you're gross when I look in the mirror. It's not there. And for
Right.
anybody that's on here that you still feel that, I felt that every single day of my life for like 38 years, that I looked in the mirror and thought, ew, you need to change this, you need to change that. That's gross. And I would even avoid looking at it. That's gone. It's completely gone. I'm free of it. And I just realized it like this week.
Right.
It's gone.
Like,
I'm free of it.
so incredible. And like you taught that in a way of like showing up as who you are. And I really saw that. And now, like, just in 5 months, that's shifted for me. Like, we didn't actually have a lot of mirrors in our house. And it's funny, like, reflecting on that now. I thought, oh, we just don't have mirrors. We have pictures. But like, no, there was a reason. We didn't want to look in the mirror all the time.
Yeah,
And so
totally.
now we have some mirrors, and I'm constantly like, "Oh, hello, sexy. How are you today?" And
I
it's just
love that.
it's freeing. And Kathleen, something, when I decided to close down, or like pause my business, I had a client last year, and I worked with her for a year, and she came to me just like you said, like, my business is a mess. I'm overwhelmed. I want to make more money. Like, just help me figure this out. But I knew in my head that I just needed to work with her mindset, and I had
Yeah,
to work on her. But I
yeah,
didn't tell her
totally.
that because, like, great. But all we did was start working on her. And like, God, this girl has lost 100 pounds because she focused on herself. And like, and she just kind of laughs now because she's like, I came to you for business help and you really just helped me.
I know, it's
But
so
it's
good.
so true.
Yeah, and I've had situations where people have enrolled in Millionaire or in Modern Mentor, and the greatest shift is something like working through a divorce or working through
Right.
their self-love or deciding to completely pivot and change their business. So it really is the wholeness of us. And I can really honestly say, like without a shadow of a doubt, that self-love has actually brought me to abundance. It has brought me to abundance and prosperity. And so when I didn't love myself, I obviously wasn't worthy. And allowing myself to be worthy and open to receive abundance was such a beautiful shift. And so, many people are like, well, I do want to learn about money, and okay, you'll sign up for my Wealth from Within course, and that's great. But even through there, you'll come out loving yourself more, because it's in everything I do now. It's not just
Right.
in one part. It's in everything, because it's all one thing. It's all one whole version of us, the spirit, the intellectual, and the physical. It's really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my next step is your mastermind. That's
I know.
my
And
100K. It's
And
coming.
I think you will be an amazing addition to it, and I think it will be very, very beautiful for you to allow you to step in even higher into that next level version. My first $100,000 investment into myself, it absolutely changed me in a huge way. And so
For
some
sure.
people are like, "Well, I don't know if I could ever invest that kind of money in myself." But what if you were a woman or a man who could and who did?
Hmm.
What would that be like? It's really, really beautiful. And not just to do it one time, but to do it multiple times. This will be the
For
first
sure.
time that you'll invest in yourself at that level.
Yep.
Because there'll be multiple times, because you'll be different. Your business will be different. Imagine now, I'm just thinking about you with this new branding and this new vision and this rise in consciousness. Like, what is about to show up for you, if it hasn't started already? I'm sure it has, but
It already is.
yeah, like, you have so much to look forward to, Crystal, so much that's on its way and in the physical already, like you just said, that, like, it's such a beautiful way to look at life, of just, I'm so excited for it all to come,
Yeah. It's so
you know?
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
And thank
yeah.
you.
And we're
Thank you
going to
for all
be,
the energy you pour into all of us
yeah. Oh,
here. It's
I
beautiful.
this is what I love, absolutely love, love, love to do. And just like you know, now you love yourself so much that you want to help other women love themselves. And this is what I mean by legacy. Like,
Hmm.
just imagine, like, I think about some of the women that I've had in my life that, like, tore each other down and they were in competition with one another. And I just think to myself, like, imagine more of us that were here supporting one another, wanting to help each other love themselves, to be their best version, not in competition, but in collaboration. We're really changing the world through doing this. And this to me is female empowerment.
Yeah, and I imagine a world where young girls, like I have boys, so I'm raising them obviously to respect women and all of that, but I just see generations coming. I don't know if it's your daughters or that age, but my wish for them is that they never have that voice in their head that allows them to doubt themselves, that allows them to self-judge, that allows them to not feel worthy. A
Yeah.
generation of women just coming up after us, and that's not even a thought. It doesn't even happen anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that's so true, right? It
Hmm.
is so true. I want to answer this question too while you're still here, Crystal. Val
Okay.
asked, how do you love yourself when you feel like you've let yourself down, right? When you feel like you've done something wrong, you lost your temper, etc., etc. And I think self-love is unconditional. That's the kind of self-love we're talking about here. We're not talking about conditional self-love. So you love yourself when things are going well. You love yourself when you're doing good. You love yourself when you feel good, when people are telling you that you're doing good. No, we are going to love ourselves unconditionally. So in the moments where you feel that you've strayed from your highest version of you, your divine self, the best of yourself, it is nothing to judge. It is nothing to get mad at. It is nothing to say I've let myself down. It is simply feedback, Val. It's simply saying, okay, I notice that I reacted to life in this way today. And I am aware that it's out of alignment with the version of myself that I desire to be. So I'm going to act in self love and give myself grace. Okay? You never did something wrong. You didn't let yourself down. It's an opportunity for you to learn and step into the version of yourself that is its most divine or its best of itself, right? And so the self love for me is loving yourself in those hard moments and
Yeah,
giving yourself the grace. Yeah.
it's so true. Before I started working on myself a few years ago, I was the mom who like raged, if I'm being honest. and looking back now, it's because I didn't love myself, but I was always angry. I was always frustrated, and I don't do that anymore. And I can look back and say what I started to do was give myself grace and say, okay, that's not how I want to react anymore. I started to apologize to my kids when that happened and said, like, okay, this is not how I want to react. So let's talk about
Yeah.
it. And you said something, and gosh, I don't know what call it is because I just love being in your energy all the time, about like it's your human coming out, or
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just like I actually said it to a friend the other day because I was like, oh, your human is coming out on a different level, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe you could explain that a little bit to Val. Maybe that'll help her.
Yeah. So somebody said to me that they want to make t-shirts that said my human is not out today, or like my human has come out, or something like that. But anyways, I think it was a millionaire lesson that I did actually, and like it's a little strategy that I use to describe the state that I'm in, and to allow myself to understand and to know that, am I being my highest version of myself, my divine self, or is my human out? And when I say my human is out, what I mean by that is that it's my personal mind. I'm making something about me. I'm sweating the small stuff. I'm in my intellectual mind. It's my human. Because my oneness with spirit, my divine self, the version of myself that is the best of myself, isn't judging myself, isn't judging others, isn't reacting, isn't this, isn't that. And so I say it as a joke to, it's like a little awareness thing that I do. So like I was talking to my friend Kaylee the other day, and I'm like, okay, my human is out. I just need to tell you what's happening so that I can let it go. That's it. It's like, okay, I want to
Right,
be aware of it. My human is here. She wants some attention, so we're just going to release it, but I want to move into. And so then it's like, okay, humans out. I want to go to my spirit. I want to let my awareness come forward now. I want to be a different version in this moment. And I'm not judging it. That's why I keep it light. It's fun. I joke about it. My human's out.
that's right.
Like it's a
Yeah,
joke. I'm not like,
that's
oh,
right.
my human is out and I'm disappointed in myself and I can't believe I'm doing this again. No, it's a joke. And that's
No,
how I
we're all
like
here.
to, yeah.
We're all here having a human experience. We have to enjoy the moment and be light and be playful and enjoy the journey of it all, right?
Guys, you're not going to believe what just happened. Oh
What?
my gosh. I am like a manifestation queen. I'm so
Is
powerful.
Patty coming? Is Patty Stanger coming on
No,
our Zoom right now?
no. But I literally thought to myself this morning, I would love to stay another night. I would love to just stay another night. Like, I don't want to come home Sunday. I actually called my mom yesterday and I said, is there any later flights in the day Sunday night? She's like, no, there's no other flights until Monday. Like, there's flights, but it's not first class. And I'm not sitting in the back of the plane. I have a standard. So I'm like, no. Anyways, I just got a message from the Airbnb guy. And he says, good morning, Kathleen. It looks like we have an additional night available to you if you'd like to extend. We can offer you this extension at this reasonable and considerably reduced rate. They're like basically giving it away for me to stay another night. Like, what?
Sweet.
What on earth? Like,
I love it.
this is powerful. And then the other thing that happened too, um, I thought to myself, I would love to do a sound bath healing. I wonder if they have that. And so I
Oh,
didn't look
it's
it up.
so good.
Well, I didn't even look it up. I didn't Google it. I didn't look. I was just like, okay, and I just let it go. And I went and got a blowout across the street at the original Malibu courthouse. This is so cool. And she goes, oh, and you know what, Kathleen, too, I offer some other concierge for some other services. So I could get you set up with a sound bath healing. And I went, uh-huh.
And you're like, oh, you could?
I went,
Okay.
thank you. Yes, please. So I'm actually going today at 12:30. But like
Oh, it's amazing.
this is I'm sharing these fun little things with you guys because like it really is an act of my own consciousness reflecting outward, impacting the physical world around me to give me exactly what it is that I am internally desiring, even if I don't act on it. Like even if I don't look for the sound bath or I ask the guy if I could stay another night, it literally just comes to me.
Right. And Shelley just said in the thing, your flight's probably going to be delayed coming into Ontario. So this is meant to be like we're getting a pretty big snowstorm tonight. So you weren't coming home anyway. And
Are
now
we
you're not sitting
really?
in an airport.
This is amazing.
So good.
How is the house
Thank you so
situation?
much.
Crystal, I adore you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us. And I look forward to when you're going to be in our mastermind, because I know it's right around the corner for you, and we're just holding space for you
I love
for
it.
when you're
Thank
ready.
you. And I'm
Yeah.
holding space for all of you here.
Yeah, love it, love it, love it. Okay. I want to answer this really, really quick question about the house tours yesterday. And then I'm just going to talk really quickly about the current offers, the enrollments, so that we can tell you guys everything before we have to log off at 12. So I went and toured Malibu Homes yesterday. And I toured Malibu Homes because I wanted to operate and function in the frequency of vibration of the version of myself that's buying a Malibu property. And so, um, I want to be super clear that this is very intentional manifestation work. I am not right now going to purchase a home in the physical 3D form today. Like, I'm not, I don't have a lump sum of money that I'm going to put down on a house. So I'm not just going out and looking for a house that I'm going to buy. I'm actually doing manifestation work. So I would like to bring the physical money into my life to be able to purchase a property in Malibu as a second property. And I want to make it so it can be an Airbnb and stuff too. But anyways, that's a different thing. So what do I want to do is I want to get myself in the energy of it. I want to feel it. I want to experience it, because then I'm a vibrational match to it. So this is why I rented an Airbnb on the water here, so that I could live it and I could experience it. My real estate agent, Liz Hall, who's a millionaire student, who is having incredible wins in her life. Man, it's been good. She went and she took me. And so these properties were between 13 and 20 million, each one of them. And I allowed myself to be that version of her. I allowed myself to step into the version of me that can pay 20 million cash. Okay, so not just like a deposit or anything. I sat down and I said, who am I going to go as today? And I'm going as Kathleen, that can pay 20 million cash for these properties. And they were phenomenal and they were amazing. And it was such a life-changing day for sure. Liz was buzzing by the end of it. She's like, oh my gosh, I think I just manifested myself something. Like, this is amazing. But I did find one property that was originally owned by Steve McQueen, who is in racing. He's like a racer or something like that. And it's now, right now, the property is owned by a songwriter who writes all of Maroon 5 songs. And so he currently owns it and is selling it. And it was in a whole bunch of magazines and stuff. So that's how we were able to know who currently owns it. But it is the most phenomenal thing. And I am like, I'm absolutely one day going to be living there. I just feel it and I know it, and it feels beautiful and it feels great. And then we go see this other one that's not on the market yet. And it's a pocket listing, and it's currently under construction. It's up on the hills overlooking all of the ocean, 20 million. And we get a tour of it. And it's by this guy, Scott, and he's like a developer. He's been on like $1 Million Listing, and he's been on all these shows. So I didn't know that's who the builder was, but we're touring the house, and doesn't he show up, this builder? And I saw him and I got a little like, I was like, oh my God, he's like so famous. Like, I watched him on all these shows. I'm like, I've seen you on these shows. Like, it was so cool. And he was there with his daughter. But what was really cool and what I really stepped into, okay, was that he builds these houses the way that he would want his houses to be. So he built the basement where there's a lift that goes from the garage and it takes the cars down to the basement. And you can park 4 or 5 cars down there. And there's an office overlooking the cars, like a glass office overlooking the cars. Okay. And it's like, oh my God, these cars, this is so amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, listen, sir. And I said this to him. I said, I'm a woman. I don't want an office overlooking cars. I don't want to be looking at a garage in my basement. I want a spa. Like, I want a massage table and a spa and a steam room and like a beautiful relaxation room. And maybe my office is overlooking that. And I actually said to him, I think you should consider building some houses for highly successful rich women. And he was like, okay, I'll take it. And then his daughter's there, like, I love muscle cars. I'm like, well, I don't. But it was really cool. Like, I just took it as an opportunity to be like, you know what? There is a lot of very, very wealthy women in this world that wouldn't care about that. So let's create something a little different. You know, it was really, really fun. And Liz was like, I can't believe you said that to him. I'm like, of course I would, because that's the Kathleen I stepped into. But anyway, it's been a beautiful, beautiful experience, and it's really, really powerful. And you know what? If you can, you don't have to do what I've done. You don't have to go tour $20 million homes and stay in right on the water like this. But what can you do that allows you to step into your future version of yourself, to help you build the desire, to help you become that version of you? Like, I will walk away from this trip with my soul on absolute fire. Absolute fire. And that was intentional. I did that on purpose. And it wasn't that anybody else, I'm not relying on anybody else outside of me to do that for me. I'm doing that for myself, and I'm doing that for the business. And this is a major, major part of this mindset work, and the spirituality work, and the physical embodiment work. So much. I saw Barbara Streisand's apartment in New York City when she was selling it. She had a hair salon. Oh, that's what I did say to him. I said, yeah, I would love like a hair salon or glam room down there too. Nails, lashes, all the things. Yeah, really good. Okay, for the last 25 minutes, I want to talk about Millionaire and Modern Mentor real quick. I want to tell you the special offers that we have. We're doing some things for Black Friday, so really, really excited for that. I'm going to do a shop with me later on, probably like in a week or so. But right now, what we're going to do, officially starting today, we're going to open up enrollment for Millionaire and Modern Mentor. We're not going to open enrollment for anything else just yet, but Millionaire and Modern Mentor. I would love to know, just so I know where to put my focus, out of those two programs, which one would you be more likely to be interested in? Just put Millionaire or Modern Mentor in the chat. If you're a current Millionaire student and you're looking at Modern Mentor, you can put that in the chat for me too. Or if you're a Modern Mentor and you're interested in Millionaire, you can do vice versa. And just let me know so I can gauge where we want to go. The beautiful thing is what we always do is we set up the enrollment times so that we have a group of people that come in together at the same time. And what I love about that so much is that's why we open enrollment and we close enrollment. And we usually have an offer that we like to present to you, which means there's certain bonuses and things that are added in addition to, so that it gives you a good opportunity to have some incentives while you join. And this incentive this time is really good. Really good. The bonus is really, really good, which I'll tell you in a minute. But Millionaire, and just to keep it super easy to understand, Millionaire is a personal growth and development program for you, no matter what business you are in, even if you don't have a business. It's about stepping into that next level consciousness version of yourself. And Millionaire doesn't mean money. I know it sounds like money in the title, and money will come, but people who have money have stepped into a certain version of themselves. And so you will become the version of yourself that is a millionaire. So you will become a vibrational match. And so it's literally the sequence of everything that I did to become a millionaire in literally less than a year. It's you. Yes, Maura. Absolutely. It's the self. Absolutely. And I talk about spirituality, and I talk about the intellectual mind. And then we also have an action plan. So Millionaire is 3 months in the program and 3 months implementing an action plan to step into and embody your millionaire self. So I teach weekly with Millionaire, and then I have my team of coaches that run embodiment sessions. And it's like group work sessions during the week as well. So it's immersive. And it's a course, it's a workbook, my live teachings, and embodiment sessions over 6 months. It's absolutely phenomenal. It is completely empowering and inspiring. And I cannot believe that I sat on enrolling people into this program for 8 months. I literally had it ready to go, and it took me 8 months to actually like enroll people. And now it's just so life-changing. So anyway, that is Millionaire. It's $12,000 for Millionaire, or $10,000 pay in full. So it is $2,000 less if you pay in full, which is very powerful. We also have the pay in full bonus right now, where you will get the personalized guided visualization if you pay in full. And that's also for Modern Mentor. Modern Mentor is specifically for mentors in the digital space. So it's for coaches, it's for people who identify as leaders, business owners. If you're mentoring people in any way, or selling a business of mentorship, masterminding, coaching, courses, programs, Modern Mentor is for you. And Modern Mentor is really, really beautiful and powerful because it is manifestation meets business. So it's how to take 8 lessons of manifestation that I have channeled through me, really. 8 lessons on manifestation, and they're partnered with the business lessons: how to formulate the business, how to present your offers, how to do an action plan, how to business plan, how to move it into the physical, social media, branding. Tell me if I'm missing anything. Social media, branding. I don't know. There's 8 lessons. Actually, was 9 lessons because I did an extra social media one. So that's Modern Mentor. And then I have Deb Lays, who is the program director for Modern Mentor, who is very, very, very supportive to everybody in that program. And selling, yes, selling as well. And she runs the embodiment sessions weekly as well. Modern Mentor, the energy in that program right now is fierce. It is so good. So many people have incredible wins, and so many people now we're almost through the first iteration of Modern Mentor. The first, how many weeks was it? 16 weeks, I think, right? We're almost through that. And now everybody's launching their business. There's so much excitement. The energy is palpable. It's really, really beautiful. The community that's developed over there is lovely too. So it's really beautiful. Modern Mentor is for somebody who currently already has a mentorship business or somebody wanting to start one. So it can be either one. We also are getting into a little bit about scaling and stuff like that, which is really powerful. So that's important too. But the big bonus that I want to say, so we have for both programs, we have a pay in full bonus. So that means that you'll get the guided visualization. It's always less. The cost for the program is always less if you pay in full. It doesn't mean that you have the cash in your bank right now, but you might decide to take out a loan, take money out of your RSPs, borrow money from somebody else to pay in full, and the program costs you less here. We do have a agency called Ease Funding Agency that we use, that one of the Diamond Academy team members can give you a link for, where you can apply for a loan specifically only for my courses and programs. It's not just money for anything. I had to prove that my courses and my programs were substantial, that they were creating results. I had to prove testimonials. I had to send over proof that people are seeing transformations and that people are changing and they're making more money and stuff like that in my courses for this agency to fund my programs. And so what they do is they would fund the program to pay in full. And then you would have 3 to 5 years to pay it back to them, but you work with them on that. So it's a beautiful other opportunity, not in Canada yet, on its way. It's the US. Okay. What if you are on the precipice of launching a coaching and healing business? Perfect. Oh my gosh, perfect timing. Modern Mentor would be perfect. What does Modern Mentor mean to me? Like, this is incredible. I did not say this to anyone, but I had somebody interview me for an article that came out the other day, and they literally referred to me as the Modern Mentor. And I was like, how did they know? Like, it blew my mind. I'm like, they called me the Modern Mentor. Like, that's not my title. I don't have that anywhere. And they called me that. I was like, this is phenomenal. Modern Mentor means to me is a mentor is not just a coach, it's a leader. It is a next level version of you. It's not somebody that just says, do this, do that. It's literally about helping you understand your wholeness of who you are and mentoring you and being alongside you as you go through your business. Modern to me, we're doing it in modern times. We're not doing it in old ways. We are doing it in ways that are for today. So the material that I teach, much of it has been around for 100 years, but I'm modernizing it in the feminine and the spiritual way for you to embody it in the world that we live in right now, in the consciousness that it's needed right now. And so that to me is Modern Mentor. We're also using modern ways. I've built this entire business using social media. I've had 2 live events, but that's it. Everything else has been on social. And so it's important to understand that you can build a global business. We have clients in like 39 countries, or how many? I might be wrong on that, 39. But it's so beautiful to be able to have a global business and help people from all over the world from the comfort of your own home. And I think what's also modern too is the ability to create the life that you love while doing what you love. This is why Modern Mentor is so powerful for me, and why this program means so much, is because I do want to help you guys to love yourselves, and I do want you to feel inspired, and I do want you to take action, but I want you to build a life of your dreams through mentoring others to do the same. I do. I want you to work from anywhere in the world. I want you to have anything that you want. I want you to do anything that you want to do. And I want you to build a life that makes you feel so whole and beautiful. And so Modern Mentor is a beautiful way to do that if you want to create a life through mentorship. Yeah, I've definitely switched to the label. I'm just bringing what you said, Crystal. Yeah, it's a different level. Like when you mentor somebody, it includes things like wisdom and embodiment. I think there's a lot of coaches out there that can tell you step by step how to do something, but I don't know that they're necessarily doing it themselves. I think a mentor is living and breathing it. It exudes from them. It's a different level. Yeah. Yeah. And I see that now, so many of them in Modern Mentor. And I know some of you are on here today, and you're just exuding this embodiment of what it is we teach. It's really, really beautiful. Modern Mentor is 15,000. Yeah, it's 15. It won't be 15 for long. It really is so incredibly impactful, that program. It is worth a lot more than 15, but it's 15 right now. Yeah. The other bonus that I want to tell you about, and I'm so excited that this has come back around again. One of my favorite courses to teach, funnest one that I teach live, is Wealth from Within. And so Wealth from Within is an 8-week live course where I teach 4 lessons with 4 Q&As. So it's lesson, Q&A, lesson, Q&A, lesson, Q&A. And I take you along the process of reprogramming your subconscious mind from lack and limitation to abundance and prosperity. So we create a prosperity idea, and I teach you how to do it. And so Wealth from Within, I'm going to start teaching it, I believe, sometime in December for 8 weeks. And anyone who signs up for Millionaire or Modern Mentor before the end of this enrollment period will also get Wealth from Within included. You will also get it as a bonus, which is really, really big. Yeah, it's really big. Oh, Maura, I didn't know you came through Wealth from Within. That's great. Isn't it such a good program? Yes. So for right now, Wealth from Within, you cannot buy it on its own right now, but I am gonna give it as an offering right now, included with Millionaire or Modern Mentor. How much is embodiment sessions? Can I enroll in that itself? No. The reason that the embodiment sessions are to embody the information in the Millionaire program or the Modern Mentor program. So it's really about taking the work in the courses and moving it into the body. So you couldn't do an embodiment session without the course. It really wouldn't make sense, because you need to know what to embody. You need to do the work. And what I love so much about my courses and the way that we do things here is that it truly is about shifting the way in which you operate through self-work and through growth. And so it's really, really important then for you to be able to answer all the questions in the workbook every week and add on the growth that's done in the lessons. I already have the Millionaire course. Well, if you're already in Millionaire, you can just extend your community access to have the embodiment sessions, unless you mean you took the Millionaire course in some other way. Mukasi, just talk to, I hope I pronounced that right. Is it Mukasi? Talk to whoever it is that you are connected with on my team, whoever your coach is on my team. Talk to them. Yeah. Is there a future impact or other in-person workshop in the works? So we will absolutely do in person. I am really, really feeling called to start planning a retreat again. The Bahamas retreat was really beautiful, really powerful. I loved the energy of it. And so I would like to keep that going for sure. Not to say that we won't do impact like the one we did in Miami, but I think the next one I would like to do would be retreat. And I think I would like to do the retreat in a way that allows for more people to come.
It was very small. There was 16 to 18 people, I think maybe 18 or 19 people. It was so incredible and it was so amazing, but I do want to be able to have up to 40 people. That's kind of my vision, is a retreat with up to 40. I loved where I stayed in Mexico, at the Rosewood Mayakoba, and I would love to do it there. So just let me bring it into the physical form, but stay tuned. Stay tuned. And I would really love as well to have a rate for current clients versus the general public. Like I feel really called. I maybe shouldn't say some of these things out loud, but anyways, I feel really called to, if you are currently part of our Diamond Academy family, if you're an active current client, to be able to offer you a price to come to our retreats and maybe give you the opportunity to come first before it's open to the general public and get your seat before everybody else. I think if you're already part of our family, we want to really honor that. So that's what I would love to do. Well, Maura, you'd love the retreat. Come on. You would love it, love it, love it. It's so good. Yeah. Okay, how are we doing? I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Would love to do Wealth from Within separately as already in Millionaire. So Leslie, what'll happen is Wealth from Within will go on sale later on. So stay tuned for that if you're already in Millionaire. Yeah. I think I got these questions. Did you already say the cost of Modern Mentor? Yes, I did. Okay. Good. I think I got all the questions. The other thing with these offers, so Casey, if you're on, can you let everybody know in the chat, I don't know, the day that the enrollment will close? So we don't leave open enrollment all the time because open enrollment allows you to just wait on making a decision to quantum leap. Open enrollment all the time, every single day, just lets you put it off and put it off. And I really don't want you to put it off. Like my goal and my vision is that I inspire you enough to take action, to be able to choose yourself and to move a new version of yourself into the physical form today, right now, and to get onto our calls. Like next week, Millionaire, I'm going to be teaching from my new book, The Best of Yourself. And you got to get in on that. That's Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Like, let's not wait. That is an incredible lesson that I'm going to do. It's going to be really, really powerful. So I don't want you to wait and put it off. I want you to make a decision to join us and come into our programs and plan for when you come and get interviewed here. In a month from now or whatever else. Yeah. Let me see, Casey. November 24th, we will close enrollment. Okay, November 24th. What day of the week is that? Is that Thanksgiving? Okay, Thanksgiving. Interesting. All right. Okay, November 24th. So where do you go from here? So oftentimes people will say to me, I would love to join your program, but. And the but is usually I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I'm worried that it's not going to work for me, yada, yada, yada. And then it's something that you'll just let go of and you won't think about it again. But then you come on to the next event and you still want to join, and you do another one and you still want to join. What I would say is allow us to support you in making this decision at the right time for you in your life. And so speaking with our team is always a really, really great way for you to do that. I know they helped many of you create your reels, which were so beautiful. So allow them to support and guide you and hold space for you. My team is not there for you only if you join our program. They're there for you to support you during these live events anytime, and subsequent live events. They will send you resources and things too. If you want a little bit more help about this or that, they might recommend a resource, a visualization, a YouTube video. So they are really, really supportive and really, really helpful. And they're an extension of my energy. And every single one of them has this desire to help you. So don't shy away from chatting with them and getting in touch with them. Really build a beautiful relationship with them if you can. They're really, really incredible, and they're here to support you. So if you don't know who your success advisor is for Diamond Academy here, if you don't know who to get in touch with, just let us know. Let us know in the chat right here. Say, I don't know who my success advisor is. And we will get you connected. You can also email us at info@diamondacademy.ca and we can set you up that way. I mean, there's so many incredible opportunities. But if you are somebody that is interested in enrolling in a program and you feel your intuition is saying, yes, I want to do this and I'm ready to do this, you can absolutely join today, right now. We're going to open enrollment officially right at the end of this call. Casey, would you mind putting the 2 links into the chat for anybody who wants to take a look at the websites? So both the Millionaire and Modern Mentor websites have more information about the courses and the programs. They also have the information about the payment plans on there. So pay in full or payment plan options are available. And there is a place, I believe, on those pages that you can fill out asking to speak to somebody if you do want to speak to somebody. There are multiple ways in which people like to buy, or people like to enroll in courses or programs. Sometimes they want to speak to somebody on the team first, but others are just ready to go and buy. I'm at a place in my life now where I know, and I just go and I do it. And I'll pay in full for something and I just click and pay for it from the website. I feel good about that. But it's not to say if you do want to talk to our team that that's wrong or bad. We are okay with that, and we are here to support you in that. So don't ever hesitate. You can always message me too. I am watching my messages over the course of this weekend too, to be able to support you. But now really is a beautiful time for you to make a decision to act in the assumption of the wish fulfilled. And this time in our lives is pivotal and crucial, because going into 2023, you have a beautiful opportunity to be somebody who soars through what they're saying is a recession. Okay, I don't want you to pay any attention to that. I don't want you to feel any fear around that, because a recession will only happen to you if that's what you believe that will happen to you. So during COVID, I built a $3 million business when everybody was saying that there was a recession and that nobody had jobs and nobody was going to buy this and nobody was going to buy that. It was my consciousness that allowed me to rise and to soar. And so what I truly know without a shadow of a doubt is that the people that join us in this energy and this vibration, who choose to rise during these times, I don't even want to give it a label, but these times where the media is telling you that you should be this, you should be that, that doesn't have to be your reality. It doesn't have to be your truth. We can actually be the ones that rise and soar and grow and expand and be the stories of resilience and be the stories of quantum leaps and success and love and joy and all those things. So it's super, super powerful time right now, especially as we're heading into the new year. Because imagine if you start setting yourself now, you get into this energy, you get into this community over Christmas, and December, we're doing reflection, which is the annual activity where we review the year and we bless and release going into 2023. And so that's coming in December. So you'd be in our community, in our energy for all of that. Going into January, you will be unstoppable and on fire. Super, super powerful. So I am not somebody that is going to take my foot off the gas right now. I am literally soaring the Pacific Coast Highway, building the vision for myself of what 2023 has to offer. So I want you guys to hop onto this energy. Tootie is all in. She is all in. I know. Tootie's amazing. My mom just loves you, Tootie. She just absolutely loves you. Yeah, beautiful. It's a family business over here. My mom knows most of the clients now, and she just absolutely adores them all. Yeah, it's really beautiful. So if you have questions, you let us know. Both of the links have been put here in the chat for both Modern Mentor and Millionaire. And we will also post that into, the Facebook group. I did this last time, and some of you loved it, so I'm going to do it again. But anybody that decides to enroll for either program today, I'm going to give you a special bonus, and I'm not telling you what it is. I know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, because I want you to be surprised by what it is. But anybody who decides to make a decision today, I'm going to give you a special little surprise. So anyway, I just want to help those decision makers to make that decision. And then we will close enrollment on Thursday for both Millionaire and Modern Mentor. I want to make sure I didn't miss any of these questions. If you purchase the Modern Mentor, do you have access to the same weekly sessions with Kathleen that you get with Millionaire? No, Hillary. 2 completely different courses and programs. Yeah. So they're completely separate. But I do a weekly session in Modern Mentor. Well, I think it's bi-weekly. It's going to be bi-weekly coming up, but yes. Okay, good questions. Let me see. I think that is it. We have some graphics about the offers and what else is included. There's a couple other things. So Millionaire now comes with a physical workbook. Modern Mentor comes with a box coach box or a mentor box with some beautiful stuff. I know some of you have been receiving it. You've been tagging me in it. So there is so many different bonus offerings. I don't want to get too in depth with it. But I am so excited for what is about to happen, what is to come, what we are going to do leading into 2023. We are here to support you. We are here to help you jump out of that airplane. We're the ones that have jumped before you. We're going to help you jump and help you land safely during it all. Any last minute questions before I log off here? 11:58. Wow. What a beautiful session. Reach out to the team. I appreciate you guys so much. This legacy event has meant so much to me. My daughters are the reason that I even started to even think about loving myself, was because I could see myself in their eyes. And so, whatever that thing is for you that you want to build the legacy about, now's the time for us to do it. Change the world one thought at a time. Okay, love you all so much. Appreciate you with absolute gratitude. Thank you for your time. And we will see you real soon. Goodbye, everybody.